Good morning. There we are. Henry McClure live. Topeka, Kansas. Coming to you live from the Glass Houses studio, which is part of the Ryan Mulwinkle empire of commercial real estate, which I've got to get 2 of his properties leased down on 29th Street in the office condos down there. So let's get that out of the way first. Now let's talk about the election for mayor. Let's just talk about Henry McClure for a minute. You know, with my videos, you see the true Henry McClure, good, bad, whatever, discussing and cussing. But boy, have I really got to know my friends, you know, who my friends are over this period of time. And what's cool about it is me running for mayor has only made my business life better, because the business people that I deal with, they see how broken Topeka is. And I had a premonition last night about the ugliness of Topeka and what it's all about. Did you see how I was outspent? But like right now, and yeah, okay, so my campaign report was late. Okay, life happens. Oh, and thank you to the Board of Realtors, because I got to do another campaign report. So will he, unless he's already got his check. But the way he ran his campaign is exactly the way he runs the city. You know, or his part, his vote, his mindset, his you know, the business acumen which makes up a lobbyist. Boy, he hired advertising companies, and he's a polished gem when it comes to all his social media. And you know, I'm a guy that I'd rather have my work boots on, yelling at the contractors and talking to them about, you know, when a screw gun goes off on a jackhammer, you know, oh man, that feels good, that's fine. But one thing Spencer doesn't know, he doesn't know what it's like to be an entrepreneur trying to deal with the city of Topeka. He can say he owns businesses and does this and that. You know, like in school, you know, Spencer is the guy that we didn't let the bullies bully him. You know, he's a good guy. He's not out causing harm, and he just doesn't know what he's doing yet. He's not ready to be the mayor. And so I've had to take a whole line of ranting and raving and yelling. And look, I've outworked Spencer by exposing the truth. He's actually just part of all this. You know, he's a JEDO vote. He's a city councilman. Your priorities first. What does that mean? Well, we didn't want to buy a hotel. We don't want to be in over $700,000 in debt. These aren't our priorities. What about all these lawsuits that happen? You know, he says as mayor, he's going to be the oversight of all the, you know, how the city manager does business. And who brings in a city man? Why can't we hire somebody local? You know, the way I look at it, I think Braxton runs the city now. Let him be the city manager, and if he can't cut it, let him get his his tan little butt down to Florida. He doesn't want to be here. You know, guys like Braxton are the deep state bureaucracy. And there's some other names that need to be named. Why would you want to come to Topeka? And I think actually the best experience I have in life as a youth was getting out of town. And that's exactly why I'll make a good mayor for us, because I've seen the world. Hey, I came back by choice. And I was sober then too, or at least abstinent. Oh man. But boy, and think about, look at the campaign donors. Look at the donors. Anybody that donated to my campaign just is out of pure friendship, or, man, we really need change. We see what you're doing. You're out there. You know, I'm, you know, with all this, it's like I'm walking naked through town. But we've got a crummy situation here. The city's not being run right, and literally, our city's not being run by the elected officials. It's being run by the board members of GoTopeka and the chamber. You know, but like the common person, you know, the guy that goes to the job, works hard, you know, pays his bills on time, does everything right, he doesn't see it from my standpoint. You know, every time I make a commission, you know, it's pretty good pay. And man, have I come a long way in a decade. And what I really look forward to is the next decade. I look forward to the next decade for me personally. But I will tell you, in another decade without change, you're just going to be right here. It's going to be the exact same thing. Guys telling you that your priorities first, and we got to fix the streets. We got to lower property taxes. We got to do this. We got to do that. GoTopeka gives them the money. The Chamber PAC gives them money. You know, nothing changes. The rich get richer. You guys, from just a real estate standpoint, just a real estate investor standpoint, you just put $4 or $5 million in Cody Foster's pocket. With the construction allowance, the value of the existing building, the fact that he only pays $3,500 in property tax on the AT&T building. Look, let's just forget about all the nice things the guy does. You can't do all the nice things and then get to steal from the taxpayers. That sales tax money should be going into streets. Not to Cody Foster, not to enrich his family. And I'm going to tell you something, this is just the precursor of you guys paying to renovate his mall. And he'll sell it in a way, I'll see through it. I already do. The county has already waived the ad valorem taxes at the mall. They're just setting it up. It's just, you guys just don't, some of you see right through it, some of you don't have a clue. So, I've had to work harder, and you've seen, you know, I'm what you call in social media probably overexposed. But there's some people that just ask questions. Hey, look, on that loud light thing, I'm not used to, well, Logan is she, her. Okay. And then the questions they asked, they were platitudes. I mean, you get to know the real Henry McClure from being a working guy. So I came in one day and I didn't answer her survey the way they wanted, and everybody wants to make a big deal out of it. And then I got some guy, whoever it is, saying I'm not getting elected without his support. It's a guy that hides behind a screen name that's a dog avatar. Well, why don't you come into the office, Mr. I Fight Corruption, and look Topeka in the face, and let's continue your work, but let's do it as real people. And literally, all this stuff back here, this is the tip of the iceberg. Topeka is the Titanic, and the government, they're the crew running the ship. And we are barreling full bore to that iceberg. Think about it right now. Over $700 million in debt. And what do they got? What are the new ideas? What are the new ideas? The hotel, it wasn't sold. They picked who they're going to subsidize. Should have never bought it in the first place. We closed the whole hotel today, and we get a better offer. We stopped giving money to the millionaires through GoTopeka and JEDO. We just dissolved that, start over. Put the money all in the streets. There's just some common sense things we have. Well, what are you going to do? Well, sometimes it's what you don't do that recovers, that you recover. Yeah, I don't like going to AA meetings. I don't need them because I've been healed. Thank God. Amen. But there's a certain point in time where, hey, I look at Topeka like we got the addicts running it. And the taxpayers, some of them are just members of a program that are never going to get healed because they're just going to keep doing the same thing again. You know, the only reason I voted for Karen Hiller over Will Nager, because they're the exact same person. They are. They're the exact same person. Karen has just got more experience. She knows the numbers, and I don't really like how some of the other members bully her. So, hey, look, I had to make that vote as mayor. Well, I've still got a lot of work to do, and I'm still campaigning. I want you to look at the campaign finance and just know, yeah, I think he out-advertised me, he outspent me, but he doesn't have the job. He's not willing to do the real job. He's just going to continue this stuff right here. That'll just be status quo. I got to convince people that are on the council to make changes, and I've got a lot of work ahead of me. But I'm going to give it my effort. I want to throw my heart, no matter what happens, into the Citizens Commission, because we have to let the people reevaluate how Shawnee County and Topeka, Kansas conducts themselves from a government standpoint. Everybody I talk to misses the Jack Alexander, where you have a street commissioner, a water commissioner. You know, if you're going to consolidate the government, it's really pretty simple right now. The mayor's elected citywide at least, and we're the majority of the county population. The sheriff is elected countywide. The county clerk's elected countywide. The treasurer's elected countywide. There's some very simple things that we can do to consolidate our governments. But look how inefficient JEDO has been over the last 25 years. They've spent $125 million. And what good did it do? What good did it do us? Well, I got work to do. You guys, you know my phone number. You can call me anytime. Anybody can come in here and make a podcast with me to promote your business. And get a lot of views. I think the most fun part of the campaign was last night. I'm watching the billboards to see my daughter on one of the ads. I mean, what a better deal, to get an endorsement from your daughter that says, well, yeah, I endorse my dad for mayor. Why? Because he shows up. He always shows up. And that's what you have to do for your children. And that's what we need to do today for the children of Topeka. We need to show up and change. And I'm just going to use it. I'm going to use the alcoholic analogy. We got to stop drinking. We got to stop doing what we're doing. We got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid that Matt Pavarnak mixed up and Molly and Rhiannon now are going to be selling. We got to stop drinking that Kool-Aid. We got to make changes. We got to do it today for our children. It's not what you're going to do, it's what you're not going to do first. And let's have nice roads. Because we're going to take $5 million a year from now on and put it into roads. It's because we're going to change the liquor by the drink money and give more money to the social services, to the alcoholics, drug addicts, the people that suffer from violence, that enhance the money for shelter plus care. There's some very simple things that we can do, but we're just going to have to change it, no? We're going to have to go to the state and change the law. Or, well, why don't we just not follow the law? What does it matter? The county didn't follow the law for 5 years on creating the Citizens Commission. And this is actually what Topeka does, and Shawnee County government. It becomes there's a word that you use when you analyze whether you're going to sue somebody. So we've had so many lawsuits because some people, a lot of the people probably take this is a no-brainer. Yeah, I'll take work on a commission basis. Lawyers always work on a percentage of the settlements. Hey, that's probably a really good business to be in town, in Topeka. That's an attorney suing the city. But I'll tell you, what's gone on in the boardroom of GoTopeka, and having our city manager, all hat, no cattle, having him on the board of directors of GoTopeka and him making votes that aren't good for Topeka, he should be fired today. If I were in complete control, you're fired. You're fired. You haven't lived up to what the kind of city manager Topeka needs. You'd rather give $9.5 million to the AT&T building to enable GoTopeka and Cody Foster or fix the streets, you're fired. He should be fired. Let Braxton run it. If Braxton can't run it, fire him. And then if Avery can't run it, fire him. And then I'm sure there's somebody inside the city that's probably smart enough to run it now. We definitely need to look at our water department. I get more complaints out of the water department than any one department. We need to probably, you could walk in and anybody that Steve Wade hired, you could fire them. Nobody'd miss them. They're probably the ones that are creating all the ruckus. Think about it. My opponent hired Steve Wade. Look what that did for us. You know, it's accountability to all the stuff. $1 million over to the Wolf Camera deal. I want to take the $1 million away from the trust fund. Let's give that to Shelter Plus Care. There's so many things that we can do different. I think the kid he out advertised me. Boy, he is a polished gem. He is the consummate politician. I'm just the guy that wants to make changes and do it different. I know what it's like to have to cope with the actual workings of this city. And he's part of the problem. Absolutely. Well, thank you for giving me some time. It ain't over. Tell 10 people to vote for me, and tell them to tell 10 people, and tell them to tell 10 people. That's what it's going to take. Did I tell you? So I get distracted even on my own show with nobody here. But so I'm looking at the billboards, the digital billboards, and this car, I'm at 21st and Gage, and I'm looking like south to CVS. I'm on the Spangle side, and I could hear these two guys in the car. Hey, look, that's Henry McClure. He's going to be our next mayor. And I'm like, oh, man. And they go, hey, Henry, we're voting for you. Whoever you guys were, thank you. I need a lot more people like that. But I'll take this serious. We'll get this thing done. I'll make every effort I can to help use my vote constructively to make changes that will run our city right. All right, I'm going to take a break. I got some stuff to do. Got to run over to Lawrence. Talk to y'all later. Henry McClure Live.